Gymnastics moms, does your gymnast struggle to compete with confidence? This month, we are going to be working all about how to help your gymnast develop self confidence so that she can hit 4 for 4. She can have a great meet season. Stay tuned, stick with us all month because we have got the goods for you. You're a Mindset for Moms, where we help moms develop happy, healthy gymnasts who know how to win. I'm Coach Stacy, and we are going to jump right into the first step to compete with confidence. So, we teach a process that we call the pillars of self-confidence. And I want to talk about a really important distinction here. So many times everybody, but gymnasts want to feel confident about competing. Here's the problem. Very rarely do they have the same experience twice at a meet. And so we feel confident about something when we have evidence that we've done it successfully and safely in the past, right? So if you ask a gymnast, well, tell me a skill that you feel confident on. Why do you feel confident on that? They're almost always going to say something along the lines of, I've done it a million times. I know I can do it again. I know I can do it anytime. And they know because they have a lot of evidence from the past. So when we want to help gymnasts feel confident, but it's about something that they don't have evidence for. So like, let's talk about meets. Even if they've had a good meet previously, their brain usually says, yeah, but these are different people. These are different judges. I'm competing against different people. It's a different venue. There's different equipment. I feel differently today. Maybe I didn't sleep well. I'm doing a new level. I'm doing new routines. I'm doing new skills. I'm adding an upgrade. Like their brain usually finds a reason why this meet isn't like other meets. And so then it doesn't feel like there's evidence. I've only really seen college kids get past this. I think college kids compete every weekend. They compete enough where meets do start, and they often compete in the same arenas and in the same format against the same people, often with the same judges. So I think there's a lot more momentum for them to find that evidence. But in club gymnastics, it's pretty hard. They just don't compete enough to get enough evidence to really feel confident. So what we work on helping them do is feel self-confident. And self-confident is the idea that I'm going to be able to handle whatever happens. So we have a foundation for self-confidence, and then we have the pillars of self-confidence. And that's what we go through in the whole month of January. So let's get started with that. The foundation of self-confidence. The foundation of self-confidence is really simple. It is the belief that you are worthy no matter what. So I love to do this exercise with gymnasts. And shoot, I don't have it. Well, maybe I do. Do I have it? Ha ha. Oh, nope. Don't have it. Okay. Well, I'm going to use a $2 bill. Normally I use like a $50 bill. So I bring this out and I say, how much is this worth? $2, right? Okay, now it does tumbling and twisting and it sticks the landing. How much is it worth? Still $2. Okay. Now I'm gonna put it inside this, pretty little dress and this pretty case. How much is it worth? Still $2. If you imagine that I have a crumpled up $2 bill and a nice fresh new one, which is worth more, they're worth the same, right? Money is worth what it is worth. It doesn't matter what it's spent on. It doesn't matter what it's used for. It doesn't change its worth. And humans are intrinsically worthy because they're human. And performing well doesn't improve that worth, and performing badly doesn't decrease that worth. Humans are worthy of love and dignity and respect because they're human. Now, they might have different impact on the world based on what they do. right? You might have a different impact based on, the $2 bill that, well, I usually use 50. So the $50 bill that buys meals for hungry homeless people and the $50 bills that buys paper clips, um, they still have the same value, the same worth, but they have a different impact on the world around them. And so you might have a different impact, but you don't have a different worthiness. Your worthiness is intrinsic and you don't get to decide it. And people around you don't get to decide it. Like I don't get to go, this $2 bill is now worth 200. I don't get to change that. This $2 bill isn't a pretty thing, so now it's worth 200. No, it's just worth two. It's what it's worth. And humans are the same way. And so when gymnasts can drop into this reality that they're worthy no matter what, they're just worthy because they're human. Depends on what you believe, God, universe, source around you, how we evolved, whatever it is that you believe with that. But like, we are just worthy because we're human. And no amount of good gymnastics changes that. And having pointed toes and straight legs doesn't change that. And scoring a 10 doesn't change that. And winning a medal doesn't change that. And when they can drop into that belief that doing good is not going to make them more valuable as a human, it's not going to make them more valuable as a gymnast, that then they take the pressure off. Because most of the time, what they're actually trying to do out there in that competition floor is prove that they are worthy. And you, as their parent, can tell them how much you love them, no matter how they perform. And they're out there to prove that they're worthy. And so, one of the things that when we can help them drop into believing that they're worthy, no matter what, it will take the pressure off to have to prove themselves. And when they're not feeling pressure to prove themselves, they can go out, they can focus on their technique, and then they usually hit and win. But when they're out there to prove themselves, they feel nervous, they feel pressure, they feel heavy, they feel dread. And so then they usually don't do as well. So what can you as a parent do? I mean, you can't convince them that they're worthy. That's something that only they can convince themselves. But the more you tell them, it does help. It does matter. I know you think that teenager is not listening to you, but she is. So, I mean, I have gymnasts who are like, oh gosh, no, I'm not worried that I'm like, well, are you worried that you're going to disappoint your parents if you don't do well? It's like, oh no, my parents are so supportive. They're going to love no matter what. So it makes a difference. So you being able to be like, hey, I love you. You are as valuable to me if you are amazing at gymnastics or if you suck. Maybe don't say that, but like it doesn't matter to me. I love you just like you are, and you can't make me love you more, and you can't make me love you less. Like I just love you, and how you do today in the meet will not affect that at all. And even that, like not always focusing on the results. Like we do like to focus on goals and results, but sometimes that's better for me as the mental coach or for their coach and parent. You're just like all in on just them. And not even like, did they perform well? And not even, just them. You just love them. Even if they had a bad day and they had a bad attitude, you might like talk to them about the bad attitude, but make sure that they know you love them just the same. And if they have a personal, best, like you're excited for them, but it doesn't change how much you love them. You're just excited for them. And like the more you say it and the more you mean it and the more you believe that for them, the more they start to believe it too. All right. So next week, we're going to start talking about the first pillar of self-confidence. So make sure you come back for that.